Good evening. Ira Epstein with your metal market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for the evening. And we're here now on Thursday, the 10th of July, 2025. We're about 6:40 p.m. Central Time. Gold market, as I said, trying to hold the 3,300 level, doing a good job of it. Silver continues to gain on it. Silver's now well over $37 an ounce. Remember, I think this market is going over time. And the copper's coming back into the 565 level. So those tariffs that we saw, at first you went up real big, you dropped. Well, the market's holding very nicely, not giving up most of those gains. On the energy markets, we finished up with the OPEC seminar, conference, whatever they want to call it. And again, they're coming out with projections that, I don't know, I just don't buy into what they're saying. The market, while you see it up tonight, it was down about 100 and some odd points via the close. Bonds and notes are stable. In terms of news, no tariff news today. Weren't we supposed to get, at least by Wednesday, 100 letters? I know we were. Here we are at the close Thursday. We don't have them. So again, Trump gives you dates, doesn't live up to them, and the market's figuring that out. So you've got to learn to play with that. There's no major economic data other than the Treasury updating their June federal budget deficit. We'll see how big it is, where the outlay's going, what are they going to do with that. All right, let's take a look at gold. Right now, gold is pretty flat for the week. You're up 0.11%. For all purposes, it's blowing in the wind. When we take a look at the daily bar chart, the overall pattern, the steep decline ended, and as I told you, I thought we'd go into sideways action, and we did. We're still in a downtrend, though. You reestablished that the other day with lower highs, lower lows. The market is under the 18-day average of closes, but to get to that number, if it's going to go there, it'll negate the downtrend in the process from the looks of it. The market's just drifting. I think you can see that, what you're doing right here. And momentum is drifting with it. Just not the place to be right now from what I'm seeing. In the gold-silver ratio, look at how it's breaking down here. Do you remember my silver report? This was all part of what I thought could happen with the market. So you've gone from these levels up here. I did that report when we got about over here because I thought that you can get longer term this correcting, and that's what's happening. And the silver market, as you can see, is knocking on the door and trying to come out of the upside of the Bollinger Band. You generally don't do a real good job of that at first. You're overbought. You're into the band. You only stay over that band 5% of the time. Eventually, it's going to come out one way or the other because these bands don't go sideways all that long. They resolve, and I think it'll be to the upside. In the copper, obviously the 50% tariff news sent this market flying, but notice how the market's latched on to the upper Bollinger Band. So what it's doing is it's staying at an extremity, but not so much so that it has to sell off. Will it force the embedded stochastics to embed or not is the big question. I view it as untradeable at the current level. Why? Where would you put a stop on this type of trade? That becomes the problem. Number two, where do you think it could go? Second problem, how much of all that is in the market? When we look at the platinum, overbought, coming up. So as a group, the metals, other than silver, nothing looks to me all that exciting in them at this time. In the dollar, I have been looking ever since back here when you started the crisscross and got momentum coming up that you'd get back to the 18-day average and fight a battle. You're in it. It's hard to predict which way it'll go. An idea, because you had an outside day up today, would be if you take out today's low tomorrow or Monday, that could be a sign of a failure on this rally. So I'll wait and hold my mind open for what I think the market may or may not do. You know, one of the things that I often tell people is you get into markets like this that you have right now, and pivot points are one of the things that I love to use in them. I look at the markets if I get an entry point or an exit and wonder what to do. I used to teach how you day trade using these pivot points. So that's another thing you want to look at. So I put together a short free course You have the pivot points, I'm sure, on your charting software if it's any good. How you work with it with momentum, how you plan it out, how you lay out your charts, everything else. It's free. Go to iraepstein.com, free offers. You look right in there, you'll see everything that you need. It's the 3-part video series. I'm sure your software will do the job. iraepstein.com, free offers. You have yourself a great evening. I'll catch up with you all in the other videos or first thing in the morning when we do our flash update.